Conspiracy theories, eh? Wait till you get a load of this. Hello, and welcome to Crack Sisters Conspiracies. We're a podcast that covers conspiracy theories, mysteries, and all over spooky shit. My name is Cassandra.
And I'm Jackie.
And we are said sisters.
Well, hello there.
Hi, I knew it was my turn. I even wrote it down, yet I still am sitting here waiting for you.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, not much. Life.
What is on your bed?
Oh, it's Denny's toys, but now that I see them, they kind of look like they're in a weird position.
I thought it was like a dead animal of some sort.
It is a rabbit and a lion.
Oh, okay. I see. Anyways, what were you saying?
We survived hand, foot, and mouth disease, which ended up not being as big of a deal because my child is like a big kid, and I guess an infant or a toddler, it would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was mortified that she, got a baby illness and thought she was going to die. But it wasn't too bad.
And at least you guys didn't get it, at least I assume not.
Correct, yeah.
Which is good.
So she quarantined herself in her room. She took it more seriously than she did COVID back in the days.
As most of us do.
So it wasn't as horrific as everyone made it seem to be. But
other than
that, she starts basketball. My life, all it is just chauffeuring the child around. I understand our parents.
Say now you know why mom and dad did not let us play sports. Because they're we're not giving up our free time for you. Sorry.
Yep. What about you?
My dogs have waged psychological warfare on me because I'm by myself. I have been since September, basically. From Monday to Saturday, it's just me and the dogs. So they're like, we're going to play the long game and we're just going to beat her down in increments. Ooh. So this week we had temporarily switched their dry food. They get very cheap dry food from Walmart, but we went to the grocery store and we're like, oh crap, the dogs are out of food. We're like, this looks relatively the same to what we feed them. We'll just get a bag of this until we can go get their normal brand. Normally, I know you're not supposed to just change up dogs' dry food, but we've done it with our dogs forever and they're fine to it. Something about this fucking dry food it was not good. Lola threw up all over upstairs, but I'm like, at least it's on our wood flooring.
Easy clean, yeah.
Easy clean. Then she took 3 steps and threw up all down the stairs on every single stair. I'm like, that's
still carpeted, right?
Those are still carpeted. I'm like, that's so kind of you. Then I have to, and this was at 10 o'clock at night. So I have to clean that up. Then the next morning, by the way, Arthur's been waking me up 2 times a night again. He's back to if she doesn't have sleep, she's on edge. So he's been doing that. And then Trigger woke me up by puking in the bedroom, which is still carpeted, right next to our bathroom, which is tiled. And I tried to shove him to the tile, but then he just threw up everywhere, stopped at the tile. And I'm like, cool, that's so great. Then the next day it was raining and I sleep with my window open. So I woke up to what you would think is the relaxing sound of rain. However, in my brain, I went, oh my God, Archer's peeing somewhere. So I woke up in a fucking panic and all the dogs are like, it's not us this time. And that happened 3 times. And I'm like, okay, I'm done sleeping. And then now Trigger has hot spots. Which is little skin infections. So I've shaved his ass.
Yes.
Square butt, square pants again. And luckily I have some medication left over from his raging ear infections that he gets. So I'm starting to give him that. But I am so fucked. Does anyone want 3 dogs? I will happily ship them to you. I'll pay for shipping. I'm so fucking over these dogs.
I am so sorry.
It's fine. I get a break at least. We may or may not be going to Oregon next week. I don't think it's probably going to happen. But regardless, the following week I will be at your house. I get 11 days away from my dogs, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. And in exchange for that, you'll be hanging out with my dog who...
Whatever. He's he doesn't even like me, so it's fine.
And he's almost completely deaf. He's partially blind, and all he does is like sleep. So
I know, he's like the perfect dog to care for. It's just your crackhead cat I'm a little bit worried about.
You are right to be a little worried, I think. Given a few days, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, those tail ends of your visit, she'll probably fuck with you a little bit, but not to the same extent that your own animals are.
Exactly. I'm ready for it. So we're good.
You have a week and a half of sleep in your future.
Yes, I'm excited about that. Last night I went to a middle school play.
Oh, how was that?
It was actually really good. It was Frozen. Never seen the movie. I was the only one because I gasped when the prince like betrayed Anna.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is common knowledge for everybody, not me. It was good. It was fun because they were like kids. They're like 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So it's a lot of singing because it's a musical. And there was lots of pre-puberty voice cracks, which was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. I've never been to a play.
You know, it's funny that you say that because the only plays that I've been to are like Grayson's school performances, which, you know, that's just elementary kids doing their thing. But a friend of hers from football and a friend of hers from school are already theater kids by nature. And so there's a performing arts center down the street and they both participate. And so as a show of, she wants to be supportive of her friends. So we're going to go see them next month and doing the Seussical musical. I have no idea what to expect, but
I don't know what that is.
It's Dr. Seuss.
Oh, Seussical.
Seussical musical. Yes.
Oh, that kind of sounds fun.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. It'll be a bunch of kids that are like really trying though. So
oh, that's cute. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I didn't see any pictures from you for Halloween. Did you end up getting your Halloween sitch sorted out?
No. So Alex like surprised me. He kept telling me, he's like, I'm just going to drive home for Halloween. I'm like, don't do that. That's stupid because then you have to drive back. He's 4 hours away. And I'm like, stop telling me this because it's not nice. But then he did. So he showed up at like 6:30 and it like got dark at like 6:45. So I'm like scrambling to get everything. But because he wasn't here and we didn't know, we didn't have costumes. We didn't do anything. So we just sat handing out candy to shitty fucking kids and their rude ass parents. No one said trick or treat. And I'm like, get off my property. And everyone kept commenting on our house, which I found inappropriate because I didn't realize we are now in the city we live. It's not like the best city. So like our housing complex is like the big houses. So people were being bussed in. We ran out of candy in 45 minutes and I had Costco-sized bags of candy. People were being bussed in from everywhere. And everyone is just so rude. People are like, wow, this is a really big house. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, how big is your house? And I'm like, can you stop asking me about this is so inappropriate.
That's
like,
so bizarre.
And fuck off and say thank you. And then so towards the end, because we are desperately out of candy, everyone, for the most part, is being polite, taking like one piece. These 2 fucking kids come and they take handfuls and Alex starts yelling at them and they panic and drop all of the candy and run away. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm going inside. So we like walked around to like see the houses, but I go on a walk every night. I know what the decorations are like. They're very sparse because we live with old people. And I'm like, let's just go to bed. So that was our Halloween.
Oh my God.
So fun.
Sorry, yeah.
That's okay. Ours looked fun. Grayson got a lot of candy.
She got green. 12 pounds of candy. Evan and I just kind of threw some random costumes together at the end.
Yeah.
And then because he went as like a scary nun, he had a bottle of holy water with him that was actually vodka. So
there you go.
It made it a lot of fun.
That's good.
But we had left 2 bowls out in the driveway with some decorations. We don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters in our street, but we're a funnel street, you know, that goes into all those
to the big houses.
Exactly. So, and we also have cameras in the driveway. And so we would get notifications anytime. So I was like, ooh, let's see how many people came. We got 1 notification because it was 2 kids that came up, dumped the bowls, and then
wow. I hate kids.
And I'm like, I know exactly which kids these are too. They're like,
we're gonna egg their house.
They live just down the street. I see them all the time. But anywho,
people got no fucking manners these days, man.
No.
Anyway,
anywho, we'll shake that off because we have more important things to talk about, like my topic this week,
which would be what? I had no preparation.
Yeah, I know. This one, I had come up. I remember what I was looking at, and I had come across it. I'm like, what the absolute fuck? So, of course, I had to do it on this.
Okay.
You are familiar, yes or no, with the country of Finland?
I've heard of it.
Okay, yeah, you've heard of it. Cool. What if I told you that there are people out there that don't think Finland is real?
I'd believe anything at this point.
So that's what we're going to be
Do I
exploring
know where
today.
Finland is? No. So I might be with them.
But yes, the country of Finland. There are those that believe it's, there's some conspiracy behind it and it's not really real and it doesn't actually exist and it's all a ruse.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, okay. So we'll get into it. So for normal people like us who have at least heard of Finland, Finland is a Nordic country in Northern Europe that borders Sweden to the northwest, Norway to the north, and Russia to the east, with the Gulf of Bothnia to the west and the Gulf of Finland to the south, opposite of what is called Estonia. To me, that does not sound
That sounds fake as shit. I've also heard of it.
Yes, but it sounds like, what's that country from the Princess Diaries? Genovia.
No, that is from. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something. I thought you said
not Geneva.
The Princess Bride. That's what I thought you said. I'm like, no, bitch, that's Princess Diaries, and then I realized that's actually what you said. So
anyway, but yes, Estonia is real. Back to Finland. The population of the country is around 5.6 million. So not like huge, but, there's a decent amount. And the largest city, which is also the capital, is Helsinki. Have you heard of Helsinki before?
I have not.
Oh, okay. Natives to Finland either speak Finnish or Swedish, as they are both deemed the official languages of the country. Finland was first settled around 9000 BC, which was just after the last ice age that we had.
Fake news. That's not real.
Okay. And then in the late 13th century, Finland had become a part of Sweden and existed as such for many, many years until the Finnish War in 1809, which resulted in Finland being captured. The whole country was captured.
They just pick it up.
Right? And ultimately, it became a part of the Russian Empire.
Okay.
It wasn't until the Russian Revolution in 1917, and I'm going to have to pause because history is like not my best topic, and I struggle with American history. I know a little bit about World War II. Beyond that, I know nothing about any other country's history. So you can tell me literally anything is real, and I would believe it. So yes, back to the Russian Revolution in 1917. That's when Finland declared its independence, and they became a republic in 1919. They ended up fighting against the Soviet Union and the Nazis in World War II, so they were at least on the right side of history in that regard.
Okay.
And then years later, during the Cold War, Finland said, fuck that shit, leave us out of it, we want nothing to do with it. And they officially embraced a policy of neutrality, like Switzerland. They're, nope, we just exist. Everyone has their things, leave us alone.
Okay.
So Finland ultimately joined the European Union in 1995 and only recently became a member of NATO in 2023. So given all of the history and the context that we just covered, it would appear that Finland is a real place and that it does in fact exist, right?
Yes.
So where did the idea that it's not real come from?
That's a great question.
As with most conspiracy theories that exist, the idea, of course, started on the internet. Because that's how things and information spreads.
Was this a COVID baby?
No.
Oh, okay.
The internet really is the best and the worst thing to have happened to humanity, which is just worth noting. The earliest identifiable origin of the Finland doesn't exist theory is a post on Reddit from December of 2014.
Oh, okay.
So it's been around for a while, and it was by user Raregan. So according to the entry, the post appeared in an Ask Reddit thread entitled, "What did your parents show or tell you that you assumed was completely normal, only to later discover that it wasn't normal at all?" So
I love those threads, by the way.
all those family quirks. Like there's one that has always stuck with me. It's poop knife. Have you... So apparently this girl grew up in a family where it was a large family. And if they had a particularly large bowel movement and they couldn't get it down in one flush, there was a communal knife that they had like hanging in the hallway that you could cut your turds up with to have it flushed. And so everyone in the house used it. And she had like gone on to college and moved in with their roommate. And she's like, where should we put the poop knife? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? That is not a thing. And that's how she realized that what her parents and her family grew up with was
I was literally thinking about this the other day. Parents have so much power. Your kids don't know it. You can tell them anything you want and they'll believe it's real up until like it's too late to change their mind. That's a lot of power that one could have.
It really is. The control and the power that we wield, man, they have no idea.
Oh, that's great. All right. Back to Finland.
So following, that theme in this particular post, the user had stated, my parents never believed in Finland. So I grew up to never believe in Finland until I started researching it later.
Oh,
it's a pretty heated topic in my family. Then they go on to elaborate more on the theory by stating, well, firstly, they say that the actual place of Finland is really just eastern Sweden. Helsinki is in eastern Sweden, and when people fly there, it's not like they would notice the difference. World maps are altered as it's a UN policy to keep people believing in Finland, and Finland's main company, which is Nokia, is apparently owned by the Japanese, and they're a main player in this. What do fish have? Fins. Therefore, they named their imaginary country Finland.
What does that have to do with fish? That's the stupidest thing ever.
That was essentially the post in his essence that ended up getting a life of its own and just completely To dig a little bit deeper into this, the conspiracy theory states that Finland is not a real country, and not only is it not a real country, but there is actually no landmass where Finland is at all, and the space that's between Russia and Sweden is actually just empty ocean.
With all the fish and their fins.
Yeah. So Japan and Russia allegedly conspired together to invent Finland. So Japan can access the fish in the Baltic Sea. And the cover-up is then perpetuated by UN and other agencies who have falsified the maps that the world has access to in order to hide the absence of Finland.
Okay.
It then goes further to suggest that the Finnish company Nokia is in fact Japanese-owned and serves as part of the conspiracy theory.
To be fair, I did assume Nokia was Japanese.
That is exactly what I write down. There is zero chance that I would tell you that Nokia is anything but a Japanese company.
Right?
So maybe this has
Shit, now I believe it.
So let's dig deeper into the background a little bit more and see how this all came about.
Yeah.
Well, as we touched on briefly earlier, Finland started doing its own thing during the Cold War between Russia and the West. So Russia hated everyone and everyone hated Russia.
Okay.
And it was during this time in the world that environmentalism and the idea of preserving our planet was really starting to take off too. So people are like, okay, maybe we shouldn't ruin what we love. But that's usually not good for business because businesses only do well when they're ruining the world.
100%, yeah.
Japanese and Soviet relations have historically not been the best, but they've also maintained this kind of secret spy level communication between them. So it's not enemies, but they don't really like each other.
Okay.
But even as early as 1925, Japan and the Soviet Union had secret deals with each other regarding fishing rights between the two countries, with the Soviet Union giving up much of its fishing rights to Japan with seemingly no explanation as to why. It's why?
I would have assumed that Japan and Russia had zero contact and zero need to deal with one another.
To interact at all, but apparently it all comes down to the fish.
Fucking fish.
So these secretive treaties and alliances continued right up until just before the Soviet Union fell, which was when Gorbachev was making trips to Japan months before all of this was starting to unravel, and stating the entire time how the relationships between them were actually improving, even though the relationships between the Soviet Union and the rest of the world were getting worse. So why are they only cool with Japan?
Yeah.
So there were many instances of odd relationships between the two on the surface that didn't make much sense. Even during times of major geopolitical differences, they were still pretty okay with each other, which again is a little sus. So according to some, the reason for that is because there was a common asset shared between both nations.
It better not be fish.
No, it was Finland.
Oh. Okay.
So the supposed location that Finland, where it is, it allows Japan to fish the ocean right between Sweden and Russia without having to worry about all of the environmental regulations that had been put into place. And in return, Russia got a percentage of the fish that they ended up getting for themselves to then distribute. So the Japanese would supposedly fish the area because, Finland isn't actually there.
Yeah.
It would then be transported across Russia via the Trans-Siberian Railway, which was also another thing where this is apparently the reason that the whole railway system was built to accommodate this.
That's a bit much, I think.
And then to ship it off further, it would be packaged under the guise of Nokia products. So this would then suggest why Nokia is the largest Finnish company, and Japan is then the largest importer of Nokia products, even though very few people in the country actually own them or use them.
Well, we did back in the day.
Yes. I put a side note. I still have my Nokia brick. I think it's up in the attic with multiple face plates.
Yeah, I love that thing.
That was actually a solid phone. That thing
you could run it over with a tank and it would still work.
It would survive a nuclear blast. I am 100% confident. And if I have the charger, I know that shit's going to work just as well as it did.
Play Snake on it again.
Yeah. Man, I should pull it down. I wonder what my high score was. But that is a legit relic. And when I show that to Grayson, she is going to lose her mind.
There you go. Can we pause for 1 second?
Absolutely. So Japanese, Finnish, Nokia products, fish.
Yes.
It's all fish related. Okay. We were talking about the bricks. Anyway, so to make everything funnier, then this ties it all back to the Finland name being Finland because Finns are on fish.
Now it makes more sense. I thought they were just...
Yes.
I didn't see the correlation.
We did not have that context in the post. It was just the ramblings of a maniac. So what about all of the Finnish people that exist? Those 5.6 million people. Do they know that they're not Finnish? Are they in on this conspiracy? Well, apparently they all believe that they are, in fact, Finnish and are from Finland. But really, according to the theory, they're all from small towns, either on the eastern part of Sweden, the western part of Russia, or northern part of Estonia. So they may associate themselves as being Finnish, but technically they're citizens of other, countries, apparently.
Okay, so they being the people that believe in this conspiracy, they don't dispute that the land exists, but they're like, technically, this land is like a little bit of Sweden and a little bit of Russia and a little bit of this, but we're going to make you think that this land is Finland.
Apparently.
Okay.
There's a lot of holes in it because they're like, well, the land doesn't exist. It's all for secret fishing. Well, actually, there's people there, though, but it's different parts of countries. And
yeah, that's the part that I'm having a trouble finding a connection with.
And so, maybe thinking, okay, maybe they're exaggerating the size of Finland. Like, there is mass there, but they're making it look bigger on maps to cover up what that fishing component is. I don't know. Again, I don't think this is real, so I'm not... It's pretty bonkers. And that seems like a lot of work to try to make something exist or make it look bigger. I actually know someone who lives in Finland.
Who the fuck do you know that lives in Finland?
Back in my weird days when I was dating a Canadian. And then we broke up. We broke up because of his ex-girlfriend, because him and his ex-girlfriend. Yes. Anyway, years later, her and I ended up becoming friends because of our mutual hate and disgust for said person. And so we kept in touch over the years, and she does ice speed skating. She is at a competitive level, and then ended up moving to Helsinki to be more pro about it. So she lived there. She is now a lesbian and has the cutest little boy.
Aww. We should have got her on the pod. Be like, tell us about your fake country, bitch.
Right? So I did consider reaching out, being like, hey, are you really in Finland or are you in Sweden or Russia instead?
Yeah.
Tell me more. I don't think I could point to Finland on a map. Even though I went over where the geography is, I couldn't tell you where those other countries are either. So there's things like that maybe make me think, okay, maybe it's not real, but I think Finland exists.
I have not heard any overwhelming evidence to make me believe it does not exist.
To me, what this sounds like is those parents were fucking with their kid.
They're like, we're going to ruin his life.
And then years later, he's like, then yeah, it just becomes this thing that catches on. And I think it's more the absurdity of it that kept it going, and then trying to find ways that it would make sense. So
yeah, of course. After the fact. I like that.
I think it's more a meme theory than a true conspiracy theory that people are like wholeheartedly believing in. But it's still interesting.
It's very interesting. I've never even heard of that. But I'd never given one single thought to Finland. So
no. So it's like, I guess that's an easy target then.
But speaking of that, so Alex and I are trying to like very loosely plan a cruise. We want to do some sort of cruise next year. And he's like, oh, just make sure the departure port is on the West Coast. I'm like, okay. So I was like narrowing down the departure ports to anywhere in California, LA, San Diego, San Francisco. And I'm like, there's none to Alaska that come from the West Coast. He's like, what do you mean? He goes, Seattle should do it. I go, well, Seattle's not on the West Coast. And he goes, where do you think Seattle is? I go, I don't know. He goes, there's only 3 states on the West Coast. What are they? I'm like, I don't like this line of questioning.
Oh, no.
I knew California and Oregon was there. And I've been to Washington, but for some reason, my brain, I was looking at a fucking map, but I'm like, I thought Seattle was a little bit more inland. And then I thought the West Coast technically was like, yeah, California and Oregon, but also like maybe some Arizona and some Nevada. Because I'm like, in my brain, it's 3 sections. There's the West Coast, the Mid, and then the East Coast. He goes, no, you fucking idiot. So then I had to hear all about how I don't know how that works. So for me, I don't know where Finland is. I don't even know where Washington is.
I did not realize your lack of understanding of geographical regions.
I've said it once. I've said it a million times. I don't know what school system mom and dad put me in. I don't know what grade everyone attended a geography fucking class. I never did it. I've never learned geography.
Not
I
true.
cheated. Yes.
I listened to you sing all of the states in alphabetical order.
I still know that song, but that's not geography. That's just your 50 states. That was like a history class or something.
Grayson just did this in 5th grade, like literally 3 weeks ago. There was a map involved.
Oh, 5th grade. I had a really bad experience in 5th grade. Maybe I've just blocked it out. My teacher was
probably
atrocious.
on your 5th school by then, so.
I was on a lot of schools, and Mr. Owens, if you're out there, I hope you're dead. He was a piece of shit surfer fucking teacher that ridiculed me in front of everyone because I didn't understand math, so I'm sure I learned nothing from him, so that tracks. But anyway.
You know what? You get a pass then. Who needs that anyway? Google is a thing.
Right, and no one believes this shit is real anyway, so why does it matter?
All right. Well, with that being said, do you have any idea what your next topic is going to be?
I do. I think I'm finally going to cover the Titanic.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is. Okay. But I don't think it'll be too big. And I don't think it's what you think it is. I'm not disputing whether the Titanic happened or not.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm disputing a different fact of it.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Speaking of Titanic, I think I saw that it was on Stars, because now that we have it, and I need Grayson to watch this.
Why? So she can not cry?
Probably.
She hasn't cried at anything. The fact that she hasn't cried at one single Grey's Anatomy episode.
I know. There has been one traumatizing experience that is like a canon event for most kids, at least in my childhood, that she at least passed. And it was watching My Girl when Thomas J got stung by the bees. She was ruined for the rest of the
Oh, okay, that's good.
And that still comes up in conversation. So there is a glimmer of something there.
Okay. Because I wanted you to introduce her to 8 Simple Rules because it's on Disney Plus. But
I'm like,
God,
if
she doesn't cry when the real Paul, what was his name?
John Ritter.
Yeah, when he died and like everyone is, I literally can't watch those 2 episodes without bawling my eyes out. But it's like, if she's not going to cry, she doesn't deserve to get to watch the show.
Yeah, but Titanic was such an event for me because I was
you're such a
10
loser.
or 11. I was her age, man. Saw that shit in the theater so many times and just, I craved that emotional destruction. It felt so good. Laying in bed, listening to the radio, waiting for Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On and just sobbing myself to sleep.
I feel like you should talk to someone about these feelings.
I talk to myself about stuff like this a lot in the car. I have a lot of self-induced therapy sessions.
Whatever works for you, man.
Exactly. Okay, so Titanic is on the docket.
Mhm.
Who knows when we'll actually be able to record? We're going into the end of the year, and I won't even, like, be in the country.
All right.
Anyway, but, yeah, in the meantime, we're always looking for new topic suggestions. What other things don't you think are real? Or what other weird ideas are out there? Send us a note. We have all sorts of social media. We also have email, crackssistersconspiracies@gmail.com. And with that, I'm going to say stay cracked, y'all.
And have a great day.